Hey everybody, it is that time again. Woo, my butterflies. Welcome to another episode of Find Out What's in Pelenta's Forrest. This is a show about real news, funny news, good news, and strange news. And like I always say, what you hear on my show may or may not be true, so do not be an armchair warrior. Check your facts. Get yourself a glass of water or a cup of tea and spend the next few minutes with me. The Gap Band is going to bring us on in with the party train. This evening's lineup is Tina Turner, What's Love Got to Do With It? Luther Vandross, Apologize, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Roughest Place in Town. And we will get started with some real news in just a second. Gap Band. Party train, everybody on the phone. Hey, on a dime, be sure to get your ticket. Hurry, don't you miss it. Everybody's got to stand in line to be sure that you will be right on time. Everybody, come aboard. Everybody, come aboard. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ow! Oh, hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey. All right. Let me calm down here. That's the party train. Don't miss that train, y'all. Okay. All right. We are going to start off with some real news. And I know that this is old news, but I don't care because I wanted to talk about this for a long time. This really, really interested me like crazy. The uterus transplant. Okay. A team of Cleveland transplant surgeons and gynecological surgeons performed the nation's first uterus transplant during a 9-hour surgery. Now, there's a lot of information here that I never heard about on the news. So if you did, then good for you, but I didn't. And I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it here. Okay, this opens up another possibility path to parenthood besides surrogacy and adoption. Now, the transplanted uterus takes approximately 1 year to heal. Then the doctors implant embryos one by one that were created using in vitro fertilization before the uterus transplant. The patient will be taking anti-rejection drugs throughout the pregnancy. Then the transplant is intended to be temporary to reduce long-term exposure to the medication for 1 to 2 healthy babies are born. Then the meds are stopped and the transplant is either removed or left to disintegrate. Now, this procedure has since been unsuccessful and removed due to medical complications, but the patient, only known as Lindsay, is said to be doing well. But this is the trip. I don't know why, but it always seems like operations, I talked about the bright ocular eye operation the other day. It seems like all these operations are always done overseas and they're successful, but they're never approved by American standards and stuff, because, I'm saying that for a reason, because Sweden, on the other hand, they've had much success. And according to what I read, they've already had 3 babies have been born successfully through the uterus transplant to mothers, that have had the procedure done. So I don't know why, but Sweden doesn't seem to be having any problems with their transplants. It's very successful, which, I don't have enough time to talk about this forever, but medical technology is an absolute trip. Who would have thought 90 years ago that, if you have his total, for women specifically, if you have a total hysterectomy or some kind of female problems, whatever, it's just like dentures. You could just go to the doctor, have them put in the uterus, have your babies, and then take it out. That is an absolute trip. That is a medical miracle. I tell you what, we're getting into a point of time where nothing is impossible. Look at all the old movies like Twilight Zone and Tales from the Dark Side, all that kind of stuff. Honey, stuff is true. Now here's something that'll make you laugh, and this is true. And some of you might have already seen this news the other day, because I was watching the news the other day because I was watching the weather. And I could have sworn I heard one of the newscasters say it was hella windy outside. And I thought, what? Hella windy? Did I just hear the newscaster say hella? Well, yes, they said hella 3 times. 3 is a magic number. So, hashtag hella. So come to find out that Webster, or whatever, don't quote me, it might not be Webster, because I heard it out the side of my neck and I wasn't really paying attention. So this is the part of my show where check your facts. But some dictionary has included 2,000 words, 2,000 new words, and hella is now included into the dictionary. So hella is an adjective because it's been used since 1987 and it describes. Psh, man, now I've heard everything. So when you hear the newscaster say, girl, you hella crazy. Oh man, that is hella cool. That is hella this and hella that. That is hella crazy. That's all I have to say about that. So let's see, what else do I want to talk about here? Okay. This I thought was really neat. Artists deck out old jade apartments. Now, you'll have to research this. I don't think this is going on any longer, but it was on 7th and L Street. And this article here says, Andrew Taggart, age 30, of Sacramento, creates a painting with his skateboard in one room of the old jade apartments. Now, 60 artists have turned this into a temporary art hotel in downtown Sacramento. That is freaking awesome. You know, just people have time to be creative. And these people, I believe, dream in color like I do. I don't know if you could see all that. I hope you can. But I'm trying to show you. But anyway, I don't know if this is still there. It may or may not be, but search it and find out. It's the old jade apartments at 7th and L. But it shows the young man here on his skateboard just zooming back and forth with paint. Funky fresh. That's freaking creative. So there's a lot of beauty and cool things here in Sacramento, California. Another neat thing here is, just a second, there is a Kite festival. Now this is too small for you to even see, but this went on over the weekend of the 23rd and the 21st in Central Coast Shores. But just, I don't know if you flew kites when you were kids or whatever, but when I was a kid, on those windy days, oh my God, we loved flying kites. And then you had the kites, you know, when you knew that you weren't a little small time anymore, where you hold a little tiny little hand, you had to hold that circle with 2 hands. That's when you knew that you were up with the kites and the big boys. You were moving up in the kite world. But I just had to cut that out. I thought that was a beautiful picture of just the Kite Festival. Awesome. I wish that I could have gone. And here, I came across this story by accident that I wanted to share with you, because on my other playlist on YouTube, Pelenta's Positive Words of Encouragement, I gotta plug that channel. I'm always talking about being positive and struggling and everything, but I came across this by accident and I want to share this because I think it's really cool. But this woman survived an avalanche. Now check this out. Anna Allen survived the most deadly avalanche in the U.S. ski history, fighting through frostbite and severe dehydration during the first 5 days she was buried. Did you hear me? The first 5 days she was buried. She was buried for 5 days, okay, beneath heavy snow at Alpine Meadows back in March of 1982. The avalanche took the lives of 7 people, including Allen's boyfriend and 3 of her colleagues at the Truckee area ski resort. Now, Allen is an avid skier, and despite losing her leg, her goal was not to let the avalanche beat her. Now, I don't know if this is a current picture of her skiing downhill, because in my quest to get my own show here going, I destroyed the other half of the paper. So this is her, the top and the bottom, but I don't know if that's her skiing downhill recently. But that is some courage. That woman is a butt kicker, and my goodness, I would love to meet this woman and really talk to her and hear more of her story and shake her hand. So moving right along, let's get to the funny stuff. Okay, so this is what I call cool and interesting. Now you know that if you ever get stranded in, I don't know, like, what was that movie, Titanic, and they were in the water, you know, you don't drink salt water because you keep getting thirsty and you need more water. Before you know it, you're a big pillar of salt floating in the water and you dissolve and there you're gone. So, cool and interesting fact. Seagulls and salt water. We can't drink the salty ocean water, but guess what? Seagulls can drink salt water all day long if they want to. Well, they probably can't like overdose on salt water, but they can drink salt water just fine. You know why? Because their glands filter out the salt water. They're, you know, how we make coffee and we have a coffee filter. Well, they have a salt filter. Yeah, they have a salt filter. They can drink all the salt water, ocean water they want to. And check this out. This is cool and interesting fact. Costume sells for more than peanuts. Mr. Peanut is a trademark for Planters Peanuts that has been in use for more than 100 years. One of the biggest Mr. Peanuts collectibles is a 1940s costume, which is almost 6 feet tall. Now, this is something that I didn't know. Robert Downey is the voice of the Mr. Peanut in the recent commercials. The Mr. Peanut costume from the 1940s sold last year in Maine for $474. Wow. That is amazing. I didn't know that. Oh, here is some cool facts. Now, this will probably make you laugh. Did you know that when you blush, your stomach lining also reddens? I thought that was funny. And you're going to love this. Now, I should have read this on 420 Day, on April 20th, but both George Washington and Thomas Jefferson grew cannabis on their plantations. And the Nile River in Africa is the longest river of the earth, measuring 6,825 kilometers. And let's see. This is a strange law fact, which kind of warmed my heart for some reason because I like living in the present with all the new cool stuff, but I also like a lot of the past, old stuff. I've always been kind of a little country western person. I like the pubs and the horses and those days. One of my favorite movies is Westworld, you know, with Yul Brynner and Richard Benjamin. Cool movie, check it out. But anyway, this is what this made me think of. But getting to this strange law fact, you better park your horse or you're in big trouble. Check this out. In the state of Queensland, Australia, it is still a constitutional law that all pubs, you know, hotel/bar, must have a railing outside for patrons to tie up their horse. Is that cool or what? Do you think that's cool, stupid, or I think it's cool, personally? And this is the funny story of the evening. Unicorn on the loose. This story is absolutely adorable. You've got to love this story. In Madera County, or California, several drivers called 911 after seeing a unicorn running around the highway. It turned out to be a pony with a fake horn tied to its head, of course. But it was a child's birthday party. Well, actually, it was at a child's birthday party when it escaped. So it took the highway patrol hours to catch her, but the owners, you know, won't be cited. The pony's name is Juliet, And she is back home now, safe and sound. But the little girl, I mean, I don't know how she got out because I didn't have a chance to read the whole story. But the little girl was on the news and she was so cute. She said that she had since put the little pony in timeout because she was a bad girl. So, last but not least, we have celebrity birthdays. And believe it or not, Sheena Easton, 57. Ace Frehley, 65. And it is hard to believe that Casey Kasem and Jack Klugman are no longer with us. But today is also their birthday. So happy birthday to all of you. Hope you had a fabulous birthday. And I also hope that you all enjoyed. Find out what's in Pelenta's forest. Thank you so much for your time. And Carlos Santana is going to take us out with Europa, Earth's Cry, Heaven's Smile. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Let's see what else. You can go to my website, PelentaRForest.com. Buy my book, Angels Passing Through. Thank you so much for your time. God bless you. Take care. And see you next time. Carlos Santana, Europa, Earth's Cry, Heaven's Smile. Check out my picture.